Nobody in the town liked talking about Platform 7. The station workers avoided it, passengers ignored it, and old people warned children never to go there after midnight. Because every year on the same rainy night, a train arrived that did not exist. 17-year-old Sean had heard the story many times, but he never believed it. Ghost stories were common in his town, and most of them turned out to be fake. But one night, everything changed. Sean was returning home late after finishing work at a small bookstore near the station. Heavy rain poured from the sky while cold wind blew across the empty streets. When he entered the railway station, he noticed something strange. The entire station was empty. No guards, no passengers, no sound except rain and distant thunder. Then suddenly, the old station speaker made a crackling noise. Train arriving at platform 7. Sean frowned in confusion. Platform 7 had been closed for years. Curious, he slowly walked toward the dark platform. The lights above flickered weakly while water dripped from the ceiling. And then he saw it. A long black train slowly entered the station without making any sound. No headlights, no train number, just darkness. The train doors opened by themselves. Sean felt uneasy immediately. Something about the train looked wrong. The windows were completely black, and the passengers sitting inside looked unnaturally still. None of them moved. None of them blinked. A cold voice suddenly spoke behind him. "Don't enter that train." Sean quickly turned around. An old cleaner stood near the platform holding a lantern. His face looked pale and frightened. "That train is not for the living," the old man whispered. Sean laughed nervously. "What are you talking about?" The cleaner looked directly into his eyes. 20 years ago, a terrible accident happened here. A train lost control during heavy rain and crashed near the tunnel outside town. Hundreds of people died that night. Sean slowly stopped smiling. The government closed Platform 7 after the accident. The cleaner continued. But every year, on the same night, the train returns. Thunder shook the station loudly. Sean looked back toward the train. One of the passengers was now staring directly at him. A young girl wearing a white dress. Her face looked pale and dark. Water slowly dripped from her hair. Then she raised her hand slowly and pointed toward the empty seat beside her, as if inviting him inside. Sean stepped backward nervously. "This is impossible," he whispered. The cleaner grabbed his arm tightly. "Listen carefully," he said. "The spirits inside that train search for lonely people. If you enter willingly, you never come back." Suddenly, the station lights went out. Darkness swallowed everything. For several seconds, Sean could hear nothing except the sound of rain and his own heartbeat. Then the lights returned. The old cleaner was gone. Sean looked around in confusion, but the train was still waiting. Its doors remained open, and now every passenger inside was staring at him. At the same time, Sean felt fear crawl through his body. He slowly began walking away from the platform. Then he heard a voice behind him. "Sean." He froze instantly. Only one person used to call him that way. His younger sister, Kiara. Kiara had died 3 years earlier in a car accident. Slowly, Sean turned around. Standing near the train door was Kiara, or something that looked exactly like her. Her skin looked pale gray, and rainwater dripped from her clothes. but her face looked sad instead of frightening. "Come with me," she whispered softly. Tears filled Sean's eyes. He missed his sister every single day after her death. Seeing her again broke something inside him. "I can't stay here alone anymore," Kiara said quietly. Sean took a step toward the train without thinking, but suddenly he remembered something important. His sister always wore a silver bracelet that their mother had given her on her birthday. This girl was not wearing it. Sean's face slowly changed. "You're not Kiara," he whispered. The thing standing near the train smiled unnaturally. Its mouth stretched wider and wider until it no longer looked human. Suddenly, every passenger inside the train began smiling the same way. The station lights exploded violently. Sean ran. Behind him, he heard footsteps chasing him across the platform. The voices of dozens of passengers echoed together. "Don't leave." Sean sprinted through the empty station while thunder shook the sky outside. He could hear the train moving behind him, even though trains could not move without tracks beyond the platform. Then suddenly, Sean slipped on the wet floor and crashed hard onto the ground. The train stopped directly behind him. Its door slowly opened. Dark hands reached out from inside. Sean screamed in terror. At that exact moment, a bright light flashed across the station. The old cleaner returned holding his lantern. He shouted loudly, "Look away from them!" Sean covered his eyes immediately. A horrifying scream filled the station. The sound felt almost inhuman. Cold wind rushed through the platform violently. Then, silence. A few moments later, Sean slowly opened his eyes. The train was gone. Platform 7 was empty again. Only rain remained. Sean breathed heavily while the old cleaner helped him stand up. "What was that thing?" Sean whispered. The cleaner looked toward the dark tunnel outside the station. "Some souls cannot accept death," he said quietly, "so they search for others to join them." Before leaving, the cleaner gave Sean one final warning. "Pain can make people weak. Loneliness can make people blind. Never follow a voice just because it sounds familiar." Sean never visited Platform 7 again. But sometimes, during rainy nights, he still hears train whistles outside his window at exactly midnight. And every time he hears them, he remembers the smiling faces inside that train,